All right, everyone, we're getting into round number 6. We have Kieran versus Michael. We see Michael started with a Zubat and Kieran started with a Seismitoad, so more than likely this could be a mirror match. Both of these players are 401. We see Kieran went first. Seems like he was going to start with an N. He played a couple other cards that I didn't get a chance to see. He did attach DCE and the Fighting Fury belt onto that Seismitoad. He's going to go ahead and Ultra Ball. He did play the end this turn. I did see some. He is also playing at least Toad Bats. I'm not 100% sure if Michael is playing Toad Bats or not, but Kieran's going to go ahead and do a quick deck search here, try to see what he has possibly prized. And Kieran's going to go ahead and pass his first turn. We see Michael does not wake up. He takes his 10 from the poison. Oops, he is playing Water Energy, so I'm going to go with it. Michael is also playing Toad Bat. So it's going to be a mirror match here, so it's going to be interesting. We see Michael's just going to go ahead and Sycamore away his hand, and he actually might. He's just going to go ahead and scoop. He didn't have a way to get another basic. Oh, man, that's unfortunate for Michael. Kieran's going to go ahead and take that game 1. They're going to shuffle up and start for game 2. Wow, that was just so unfortunate for Michael that he didn't get a chance to get another active, or I'm sorry, a bench Pokemon. So Kieran's going to take that game 1. They're going to shuffle up, and we'll be right back for game number 2 of round 6. Alrighty, we're going to go ahead and get into the second game of round 6. We see Michael's going to take a couple free mulligan cards, and he is going to go first. See, he does have an Ultra Ball, so he is at least not going to get benched this time. Kieran started with the Seismitoad again, so we're going to go ahead and see. This is going to be just a simple Quaking Punch matchup. Michael's going to go ahead and do a quick deck search here to see what he has. He's looking to get a Seismitoad off of that Ultra Ball. He has quite a few cards in his deck. I'm sorry, in his hand. Look, I believe he at least got 2 free mulligans. He might have gotten 3. So he's got a lot of good things going for him. Does have the DCE. He's going to go ahead and attach. He's going to start with the Hypnotoxic Laser. He didn't get the sleep. He's going to set up for 4. He's going to attach a Fighting Fury Belt. So he has 5 cards in his hand. He's got the Computer Search. He's going to go ahead and search. He's looking to take a Silent Lab. He's got ways to play supporters. He's going to actually reveal that he took the Silent Lab with his Computer Search as opposed to keeping it hidden from his opponent knowing. We see him. Michael's going to go ahead and retreat. It looks like he's going to go ahead and play the Silent Lab. He's going to VS Seeker for the N and play it. So they're both shuffling up here. See, Michael's going to go ahead and play another Zubat on the bench. So this is actually really good for him. And then he's going to go ahead and just pass. We see the 10 damage put on for the Hypnotoxic Laser. We see it. Kieran's going to play 2 Hypnotoxic Lasers. He's going to go ahead and play Puzzle of Time. He's got a Juniper in his hand. He's going to replace with a Rough Seas and go ahead and Juniper here. Alright, Kieran just got an Ultra Ball, so he is going to be able to go in and get another Pokemon. He's discarded a lot of bats, though, so far. Believe he had already discarded maybe 2 Zubats. So this is going to be... And by Zubats, I mean gold. He discarded like 2 gold bats already. Michael's active Seismitoad is currently asleep, so we're going to see if he wakes up between turns here. But we see Kieran's going to go ahead and use that Rough Seas. This is going to be, with that Rough Seas in play, it's going to be a very slow game. Neither of them are going to be putting out a ton of damage, and they're going to be just Rough Seasing it all back. See, Kieran's going to Puzzle of Time. Kieran's going to go ahead and get a Zubat. Gonna be a Seeker for the Lysander. He's just looking to get rid of all the item cards that he can, considering that he is going to be Quaking Punch locked here very shortly. So when we see Michael wake up from that sleep, so here begins a very slow battle of very low damage on top of a Rough Seas to heal. Michael's going to go ahead and use that Rough Seas. This game could easily come down to one player not remembering to Rough Seas to get advantage over the other. So we're going to see here. Plays the Seismitoad. He's going to go ahead and set up for 2. We got an Ultra Ball and a Zubat. I see actually he's going to be able to replace that with the Silent Lab. And we're going to see a Judge. So this is very interesting of a matchup, just simply because it's going to depend on who hits the right cards, who hits the evolves of the bats to continue to put damage down. It's definitely a very intense game on math to place your damage counters accordingly to get the correct knockouts in the correct way you want to get them. So we see Michael Quaking Punch. And Kieran's going to go ahead and start his turn with evolving into the Zubat into Golbat. And he's going to go ahead and just Quaking Punch back. Kieran is really struggling. All his cards in his hands are those items, so. Alright, and we see a Quaking Punch. He had 70 on him. He took 50. So then we go ahead and see continuation of Quaking Punches. We see Kieran go ahead and Sky Return for the knockout. Now this is where, oh, and he already took his hand off of it. And so Kieran's going to go ahead and say that because he took his hand off of it that he can't choose that, and he did. He made that mistake. He has Silent Lab in his deck, and went in and promoted that free retreater that actually doesn't have free retreat due to the Silent Lab. And he can play trainers. So he's got a lot of options. Did hit the super scoop up. He didn't want to have to waste it, but it's just unfortunate. You see, Michael does have a VS Seeker in his hand. He's contemplating whether or not he wants to Sycamore here. He could just VS Seeker and take something out of his discard here. He doesn't want to end or shuffle Kieran's deck, hand it into his deck, considering that he hasn't done anything. And he also has quite a few cards, and Kieran did pull up that Shaman, but he's not going to be able to really set up for any, I don't believe. So Michael got very lucky that he got that heads on the super screw up. He still more than likely would have been able to get through his deck to get out the Golbat to be able to free retreat it, but definitely put himself in a position he didn't want to be in. So see, it did decide he was going to Sycamore. He played the Lugia EX on the bench. So he's going to go ahead and attach the Fighting Fury Belt. All right, let me see. Quaking punch here. For the 50. All right, we see Karen did get a chorus, so he is going to be able to. All right, so I started thinking about Michael having the Fighting Fury belt on. Michael had the Fighting Fury belt, and Kieran took a knockout on a Seismistode a couple turns ago. Um, and he wouldn't have gotten that knockout with the Shaman with the Sky Return. And I started thinking about it, and I didn't think that there was the correct amount of damage. So we went back and looked, and it was an um, incorrect knockout. Michael would have survived from the Sky Return, so Kieran decided he was going to scoop anyways. I believe he was a little bit behind. He was having a rough time for this match, so Kieran did scoop to Michael. So they're going to go ahead and just jump right into a game 3 here, and they're going to get started. Oh, that's too many prize cards. There we go. Kieran's going to go ahead and go first as a non-winner. We see Michael's going to go ahead and take Free Mulligan card. Kieran's going to go ahead and attach a Water Energy, and he's going to start off with an N. Alright, they're going to both shuffle up and draw for as many prize cards, which they both have 6. They're going to go ahead and get 6 apiece. Kieran did get a Zubat here. A Puzzle of Time, he's going to go ahead and look to play it, see what his next 3 cards are. So he can put he's going to have a Sasquatch 2 gold bats coming in. So we see he's going to go ahead and be a Seeker for the N. So he has an N in his hand. He's going to go ahead and just pass. We see Michael. Michael does have a insane hand here. He's got 2 Zubats. He's got the DCE. He's got the Free Retreat. He has the computer search here for whatever he would like. So this is going to be actually really great for Michael. Let's see, he's going to go ahead and pick his one card that he would like to choose. So he's going to go ahead and put the Silent Lab and just go ahead and Sycamore for 7. See the Fighting Fury Belt. So this is an explosive turn here for Michael. He has a gold bat in his hand for next turn for continuous damage. And that is just really good for him. Kieran did draw that Seismitoad, and he did go ahead and play that N that he had gotten. Giving Kieran, he's going to get 6 cards here. He's got a lot of options. As long as he draws into DCE, he's going to at least be able to continue returning the damage that Michael is doing with these Quaking Punches. You see, Kieran's going to go ahead and retreat. He must have not gotten the DC. Oh, he didn't. He's going to go ahead and sneaky bite here and pass. And he's got plenty of cards for the next turn, but he's going to be a little bit behind here. This is definitely not what he wanted to be seeing. And Michael has a lot of cards in his deck and his hand. And Michael's just going to go ahead and Quaking Punch here. He's not in any rush. He's got Quaking Punches out early, so we see Kieran's going to go ahead and Quaking Punch as well. Michael's going to go ahead and Sneaky Bite onto the bench Jirachi and go ahead and Quaking Punch. Kieran's going to go ahead and Zerosic that DCE off of Michael's Seismitoad. He has another DC in his hand though, so he's looking pretty good here. And we see a Zerosic return. And unfortunately, Kieran currently does not have. So we see Kieran drew into a Mewtwo. See a Lysander onto the Zubat. Kieran's going to play the Mewtwo on the bench and just attach the Water Energy and pass. This is really big for Michael. Michael did draw into a DCE. He's got a Golbat in his hand, I believe. Let me see. Michael's contemplating whether he wants to put the DC Toad Fighting Fury Belt down. He did choose to. We see Michael's going to evolve into that Crobat. He's trying to decide where he wants to put the 3 counters. He's going to go ahead and take the knockout. He got the Golbat on top of that. This is exactly what he was looking for. Now he's calculating his damage, where he needs to put those 2. So he's going to choose to go ahead into the active Seismitoad. See. Michael's going to retreat that Golbat. He's going to go ahead and just Quaking Punch. We see a quaking punch there. Kieran's going to go ahead and just pass. This is not looking good for him. See, Michael's going to go ahead and take the knockout on the active Seismitoad. He had the perfect amount of damage from that sneaky bite in order to get that knockout. So, and we see a sneaky bite from Kieran onto the active toad and a pass. It's just unfortunate for Kieran. So yeah, Hypnotoxic Laser. And a Quaking Punch. He retreated. Instead of retreating, he just swapped the damage. To get rid of the poison. You see it go. Michael's going to go ahead and Sycamore here. He's going to go ahead and take the knockout, and Michael's going to take that victory here. He was able to use the Crobat to knock out the bench Zubat, and he had all the damage on all of his other guys to be able to take the knockout on any active. You see Kieran is just digging. He had a good 12 cards down before he saw Juniper, so they're going to have to see. It's a tough one, the mirror match. Michael is going to become a victor of this match of round 6. Kieran, first loss of the day, so he's got time. It looks like they got their dice all mixed up here, so they're trying to decide, but when we see them, at least their smiles, they're both going to be doing pretty well, so probably going to possibly see both of them in top cut as long as they continue to do well. So we will be back with round number 7 shortly.